Have you ever wondered why Australian politics feels more like a kangaroo boxing match than actual governance? We'll grab a cold one, mate, because we're about to dive into the outback of political discourse. Picture this, a kangaroo boxing match. The roos are bouncing around, fists flying, but nobody's really landing a punch, just a lot of movement and noise, but no clear winner. Now replace those kangaroos with politicians, and you've got a pretty good idea of the current political climate down under. Leadership change? More like a game of musical chairs with an ever-changing soundtrack. And party rivalries? They're as intense as a footy match between the Swans and the Hawks, only with more mudslinging and less sportsmanship. You see, in the land of koalas and Vegemite, politics has transformed into this wild kangaroo match where the punches are plentiful but the progress is scant. At the end of the day, the kangaroos are still hopping and the politicians, well, they're still politicking. Remember when our current Prime Minister promised to do something? Yeah, me neither. It's as if we've stumbled into a topsy-turvy world where promises are as fleeting as a politician's memory. Take our illustrious leader, for example. His backbone seems to be on a permanent vacation. Promises flow from his mouth like a river in flood, yet when the waters recede, we're left with nothing but the barren riverbed of broken commitments. Now, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I'd wager a meat pie and a cold one that he couldn't even recall half of what he's promised. What exactly was that about tax reform, or was it climate change? Oh wait, it was the broadband network, right? The details, it seems, are as elusive as a kangaroo in high grass. There's an old saying that goes, a leader without a backbone is like a kangaroo without a pouch. Okay, I just made that up, but you get the point. We're looking for leadership, someone to guide us out of the outback of confusion and into a clear path forward. Instead, we get a jellyfish in a suit, a master of the artful dodge, a virtuoso of vagueness. Where's the decisiveness, the conviction, the backbone? It's a sad day when our Prime Minister is less kangaroo, more jellyfish. And not the stinging kind, mind you, just the kind that drifts aimlessly with the current. So much for having a backbone. Our Prime Minister seems to be more of a jellyfish drifting along with the current. While our politicians are busy playing musical chairs, the average Aussie is just trying to keep up with the cost of living. It's like we're all stuck in a never-ending episode of Survivor Aussie Edition, but instead of outwitting, outplaying, and outlasting, we're just trying not to drown in bills. Take small businesses, for instance. They're the backbone of our economy. But between the red tape, the council restrictions, and the ever-changing rules of the game, it's a wonder they're still standing. It's like trying to win a cricket match when the other team's got a bowling machine and you're still using a stick. Then, there's the Australia Day debate. Some folks want to change the date, others want to keep it, and some just want a day off work. But while the politicians are squabbling over semantics, the rest of us are just trying to keep the fridge stocked and the lights on. And don't get me started on the cost of living. Between skyrocketing housing prices and the ever-increasing cost of a pint, it's like we're all playing a game of how much can I afford to live on this week. In the end, it's not about the color of your party or the size of your wallet. It's about the everyday struggles of the everyday Aussie. While they're debating the date of Australia Day, we're just trying to figure out how to pay our bills. What if we could kick out politicians who don't stick to their words? Now there's a thought. Imagine a world where politicians are actually held accountable for their promises. A world where if they don't deliver, they get the boot. No second chances, no excuses, just pure, simple accountability. And what about term limits? 4 years sounds about right. Enough time to make a difference, but not enough to get too comfortable. And let's not stop there. How about we, the people, get a say in the laws that are up for debate? Seems only fair, right? It's like we've been playing a never-ending game of Simon Says, but Simon's been leading us up the wrong garden path. It's time to change the game, folks. It's high time we said enough is enough. It's time to hold our politicians accountable. After all, they work for us, not the other way around.